morning. I've been at Duck's shop for a few hours. This beauty right here, I'm not gonna tell you how this conspired, but this bike that Duck's been working on, it is now Duck's. Let's just, yeah, we're gonna flip around. He's putting some logos on there. But he did all the system on it, and he wound up with the bike. So, yeah, it's pretty clean, pretty clean. Yeah, it's got some good shit on there, I ain't gonna lie. But we've been working on this. We've already, yeah, we made that, got that mounted, got that welded all up there. Ooh, it's still warm up here too, baby. It's warm. We definitely got to let that cool down before we do some beats in here. But we don't want that urethane getting soft. But anyway, get my hands dirty. We've been working in there. We had to make all of the bracketry that will hold the stripper pole. And then right now we're getting ready to measure both the ends in place, measure everything out, and make the stripper pole, which this is a pole out of Jangalang. It was one of my side-to-side braces at one time. We recycle shit around here, guys. We care about the environment. Okay, we environmentalists here. Well, not really, but it sounds good on video. I ain't been filming a lot of this because honestly I forgot. Duck said he liked them little synergy tweeters, so we gave him to Duck. He'll use them on stuff. I don't know what he'll use them for, but he liked them, so you can have them. But at this point, we got to measure. Yeah, and make the stripper pole, and that'll be the last thing. And then when I get home, we got to pull the stripper pole back out, take it apart, and paint it, which is already black. I mean, but it'd be welded, huh? Debs, it'd be black. It's gotta be burned on the ends where we weld. But anyway, I'll be back when we get more done with this whole project. One American-made stripper pole. And we started with this from Tractor Supply. Cut the ends off to get the heim joints. One reverse thread, one normal, and welded on a piece of steel pipe. I mean, that's all it took. Gotta remember, we do things on a budget around here, guys. Definitely on a budget. So, that's pretty much how you make a stripper pole. That's what we came here to do today because this thing's beating on this windshield pretty hard. And it's starting to cool down in there. I think some of the spray foam I have across there might have been smoldering. But that'll be the last thing that we do to this other than a DSP tune before the sundown show. And if I'd have thought about it today, I'd have brought my laptop so I could have tuned it here, but I didn't. But I know I need to change the frequency on the tweeters in the door, and I need to drop it down some. But we get there, guys. We'll get there. Dustin ran I think he ran a screw. Yeah, back here he ran a screw in the fucking fur to get it out of the way when he welded. But now he's just cleaning the welds down, which I didn't even do that on mine when I welded. I left them janky ass loads on there. But Dustin be going the extra mile. All right, guys, I'll be back. Done. Strip pole. Mounted nicely. Got everything painted. I painted the ends of the pole. Not so much center. It was already black, and Deb said she wanted to leave it black. But we got the fur put back up. Trimmed it around that. So, yeah, guys, I'm pretty excited with the way it turned out. I know it ain't the video that you normally get from me because I normally show a lot more stuff, but it's good there. It's good there. And when you do a pole, you want to pull. You want the pole to pull down. I see people getting the Harbor Freight like load holders that you crank and it spreads apart and you push up on the roof. Well, yeah, that'll help with your roof rattle, but you're also pushing the windshield channel up. So essentially it can make your windshield break easier. You want this whole channel up here stiffened so it don't move. So you just tighten your pole down to take, and you just lightly pull. You don't want to pull hard, but tighten it until you got some pressure pulling, and then tighten the pole down. And that's all you want, because it'll help keep this from shaking. Now, I don't know if you saw in the video, but that steel plate goes from like here to way down here. So I think it was 20 inches long, and it's welded all the way, you know, at different places around. And that's what this here is on. So we're not just going for one small point of contact up here. We got a big contact patch. So anyway, there you have it. We put a stripper pole in Death Note. I don't know. So I guess tomorrow I got a new 4-channel amp for Jangalang that I need to put in. And I don't know if the wife's gonna do it this evening or tomorrow, but we gotta retune the DSP in there. The new tweeters are tweeting too much. Like, they're tweeting too much. But we wanted to get this stripper pole done before the sundown show. It's in. The black on it really looks good with everything else, so we really do need to do a wipe down in here, which we did a wipe down and vacuum this morning, but I was up there cleaning up the channel that had to weld across, getting the old spray adhesive off, and that shit was nasty. And I got a lot of it everywhere. Like, I know that tweeter on that side's dirty as hell. This one here is pretty clean, but that one's dirty. But all right, I'll be back. All right, we're driving home. We tested this thing a little bit, and it is more stupid now. I think the pole actually helped it. In some vehicles, the stripper pole will definitely help. Some they won't. I know EXO gained like a dB in Little Blue with a stripper pole. So I really think this car is one of the cars that it makes a difference in. Cause this thing's just stupid. I can't wait till y'all get a demo from this at sundown. Cause it's gonna be epic, guys. It reminds me of how the Jangalang was with the Pride subs in it. How it had like that really hard punch and wind. It's like that, but just way more intense. So I think for taking an old shell and cramming 615s in it and trying some new shit, I think we got a winning combination here. Because she's happy as shit with it. And she got her stripper pole. Only took me 2 years to put it in. All right, so we came and tuned everything. Really, the only thing I did is I turned the gain on the amp up for the 8s. And then I turned them up in the DSP. Wound up leaving the A-pillars. They were on the right frequency. And if I turn them up any, these little tweeters get obnoxious. So I wound up leaving them alone. And then the tweeters I put in the door, I had to drop frequency on them because they were up way too high. And they're so powerful. Like, they sound amazing, but they're powerful. So I wound up having to turn them down quite a bit. I I think I went from like -3 to -5.5 dB on the volume of the tweeters we put in. So now everything's balanced. I was standing beside the Blazer with my laptop in the DSP, and Deb was over there just like, turn this up, turn this down, turn this up, turn this down. So that's kind of how I did it. And she's got a good musical ear, so I just leave her alone. But I think she's wanting to do a demo song or something, or to shoot a demo video. So let me get my ass off of here. I'll probably tomorrow. Sunday morning, Deb watched Death Note. I put this in, which was a pain in the butt. I had to move my DSP over and up to get this amp in there because it's so much longer than, here's what I took out, guys. And this is a small full bridge amp. So I had to revamp a lot of things in there to do that. And I had the other channel amp ran in 2-channel, bridged. It basically went on. Now I got all 4 hooked up. And these good old wires right here, they went to the tweeters that were right here. So now I'm having to rewire the door to run 2 mids off of one wire, 2 mids off the other wire to get me a 2 ohm load, which this little DS18 amp will do about 630 at 2 ohm. Should be plenty of power. I don't know. But I like that amp. So, and I've been waiting on it to come back in stock. It's 400 by 4 RMS at 4 ohm. Running at 2, you get about 630 is what the book says. So, I know the ZR series do rated power. That's why I bought it. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get this other mid here out and get back to work. Yep, got it all wired up. It's playing. Getting ready to start the passenger door. So luckily I only had to remove these 2. When I remove this one, I can get my hand in the door to pull the wiring out because it's just laying in there. And then this, I pull out, and the wire that's coming daisy chaining all 4 of these, I just run it straight to these back 2, and then use the wire that went to my tweeters to them. And since I'm running it into the amp that's connected by the RCA, it's already got the proper tune in my DSP for these. Because what I did, guys, is I had basically these 2 wires with the bright blue tape on them. That's how I color code. They were running to these 2 channels up here. And this amp, and it was it's a 4-channel. It was crossed over for my A pillars and my tweeters. So I took the wires out of there and run them down into this amp. And these RCAs that went to my other 4-channel are already crossed over for the mids. So the only thing I got to do to the DSP today is basically go through and adjust volumes, because it should get a lot louder now. Oh, I already told him about you watching Death Note. Bitch look a lot better after a bath. It was dirty, guys. But and I need to my damn wheels are dirty as shit. And that dick, somebody put a dick on there, which was inspiration for me to just dick that. Look at my cock. It's a rooster. So anyway, let me pull these 2 out and get this shit wired. Taking this first speaker out, everything runs through here. That would be like wire for the horns. But see that wire right there? Yes, that one. It's all snaked through there. We just gonna pull that out. Yeah, come on, baby. You get out of there. I see you. I see you. I see you. Ooh, we caught on something. There we go. And see, now that's the other wire I was talking about. And I did that pretty janky, the way that I just taped it up. It was still hooked to the amp in live. And this black cable here, in case you're wondering, what this black cable is here. I got the weatherproof things on. It's got a plug like right here, like right behind there. Then when I take the door panel off, I can unplug it because it goes to chicky. So yeah, guys, that's it. Like, I really don't have a lot of wires in here. Like, that's the factory wire. That's from a power windows. That's that's power door lock. Yeah, whatever. Wires I had already cut them, but see how they'll work. I put this speaker in first, get it positioned, and that'll give me enough slack over here to wire up another one. And then I took that wire back in there. But anyway, it's all good, guys. After I do this, it'll pretty much all be done. And if you're looking at my janky work in here, I did have to cut that out with a jigsaw to fit these, because I had the McLaren Neos, and here's what I built the doors for. And them have a lot bigger booty. And these are a mid-bass and sound 1,000 times better. So anyway, I'm gonna get this shit together. Got that side all back together, turn the radio on just to test it. She's sounding good. Now, I need to come back and zip tie all this wiring where I had it zip tied before, just to get it half-ass cleaned up. There ain't a whole lot I can do with this shit, but I do still have to take all this back out, everything out the back and the other side, and paint it black, but that's not on my agenda for right now. Right now, I'm just doing what needs to be done to get this bitch to the sundown show. So I brought out my zip ties, and then I realized I need 2 other zip ties that have the loop on them to wire. So I'm gonna go get them, and then I'll be back. So with a little zip tie love, it's all good. I didn't want a zip tie here because this big plastic thing is sitting on the power wire. You're supposed to keep your power wires away, or your zip tie, or RCAs. Oh, fuck, I can't even speak English today. Away from power wires. It is what it is, guys. This here, I ain't worried about that shit right now. Anyway, I gotta clip that zip tie. Look at that, look at it. But anyway, it's all gonna come back out when I paint it black. But this will make it to the sundown show, which is all we're technically worried about right now. And I don't know how the hell. These are the same amps with that one sun faded. But eventually, I want to get this same amp. This is the 400x4. We have a 200x4 at 4 ohm that I just want to put up here. And then I could possibly move this one up under it or something and have more room for better everything in here. But for now, this is really all I got. It's all I'm doing, other than here in a little bit I'm gonna get my laptop, my USB audio or USB control cable. It plugs in like right there. You can see it, my fat finger. Ooh yeah, look at USB audio. Like, we quit making this DSP, and it's like the best one we ever had. I used to have this here run into here to turn the volume up and down on the DSP. Because when I was competing Demo Dominator, I set everything on these at like volume 30. And I only demo at 28, 29, which made no sense. So now I kind of adjust all of this at volume 29, which is the max I'm ever going to turn up to. But when I was running Demo Dominator, I would turn it up into clipping. So I'd go to volume 32 and my mids and highs would distort. So before I do the run, I'd turn this down like 3 clicks, which would kind of cut the level down. Anyway, so I do need to get my DSP, go tune it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. These fucking RCAs, they're like some of the best RCAs I've ever owned besides New Concepts. But they're down for Sound Brand, like certified bass head, and they've been awesome. Worst RCAs I've ever owned have been Full Tilt. Don't know why, just they all took a shit on me. But we're not here to talk about brands. Yeah, pretty much that's it. That's it. I don't know. I might be back later when I got the old laptop out cooking something up on this. Until then, I'll see you. It ain't even been like 30 minutes since I did the last segment of filming. And I remembered we needed to put bracing in the top chamber of Death Note. So let me show you what we got, guys. That's the bracing that we painted. Stuck it in here. That back theoretically could went back a little bit further. My fat ass just couldn't fit further in there, guys. Like literally, it ain't even really being a fat, because I couldn't even get my belly up to here.
He has a broad chest.
My chest and shoulders trying to go over the top of these subs just wasn't cutting it. So, what you see is what you get. They're all in, they're locked down. And as I said before, I like these poles of the set screw here, because the ones that screw together, you see people with all kind of like wood shims under them and shit, and this just looks cleaner, and it's worked. And that half blind rabbit screw lube that Nolan gave me, that shit come in handy again. Got some sawdust on the baffle, but Deb said she's getting ready to jump in here with a vacuum. Because yesterday when she first turned this thing on, after me doing the tweeters and the doors, A-pillars and everything, she first turned it on, me and Dustin and her all got blinded by sawdust blowing everywhere. It was bad. But I am sweated to death. That first sub there, it had like my sweat running down it. But we needed to get that bracing in here. Even though I braced the shit out of that bottom baffle, it's always good to brace the top, because not only does it brace the baffle from the top, it also ties the roof into everything. So it's kind of important. But at this point, I don't know what we have left to do today. Deb's like, nothing. And I'm over here like, I gotta tune my DSP, guys. So, it feels good to get that done finally. I forgot to take the bracing and everything to Dustin's yesterday to see if he could have got up in there any better, but I don't even know if he could have. Where I really screwed up is I should have put that shit in before I stuck the subs in there. Right? I should have at least put that back pole in. But who knows, if we ever had to take anything apart in there. My buddy Roy, he's pretty small. Like he's not a real big guy, you know. So I think that I'm putting my tools up. But yeah, I think my buddy Roy could probably climb up in there and lay on top of the subwoofer motors.
Little Joe could walk around in there.
Little Joe's stockier than Roy though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot stockier. He be getting all swole up from them fish, catching fish all day.
Big fish.
But anyway, guys, so I'll be back later. So here we are at my little test spot on the old dirt road that all the dump trucks go down through the week. I don't know what's back at gate, but this is where I always come at the test and do stuff. So where the hell's my mouse? Right now, what I'm doing, I'm gonna turn off my A-pillars. 3 and 4 stay off, that's my tweeters. I'm gonna turn off 7 and 8. And then we're gonna go to channel 9 and 10, which that's my mids and the doors. 9 and 10 are, and 7 and 8. So anyway, we're gonna start tuning on this, and I can't do it while I'm filming for copyright. So I'll be back. Well, we had some issues, guys. Not gonna lie. So when I was in here setting up my DSP, what I like to do is I like to go, like, say, if this is my A pillar here, channel 1 and 2 A pillar, I like to go turn everything off except for this A pillar speaker here, which would be like right, and listen to it and tune it, and then go to left with the same tune, listen to it independently, and then join them together. So I do every speaker in here that way, except for I never run my subwoofers through my DSP. And I'll show you why on here. I think I can show you why. These channels are off. Now, I know our newer DSPs, 5. Huh. Nope, see, it reverts back to 20. Watch. You can't go no lower than 20. See? No lower than 20. We'll try 10. But when I click down here, bam, it goes right back to 20. But I got them channels off. So anyway, when I was testing my mids, only 2 mids would work in one door. No matter what I did, like say for instance, where's my pointer? This mid right down here, it had no sound. Off or on, it had no sound. And I isolated it to my green colored RCA cable. Isolated. I could plug that green RCA cable into any channel on the amp. I had nothing, but the other 3 worked fine. So my tweeter RCAs that went in here from the DSP, I unplugged, ran down here, and went to channels 3 and 4, crossed them over for mids, and everything worked beautifully until I started the fucking Jeep. Now when I started the Jeep, and that brings me to why I drug these out. Everything worked beautifully. I started the Jeep up and I had alternator noise from hell. Like hell. Like it was bad. With the radio turned on volume 0, it was squealing. And it was squealing through all the speakers. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's that feedback coming from? So we come home from the test spot, and I unplugged it from here and there, which is where I got the DSP loose. And what I did is that these RCA cables that were originally in here, I plugged them in to channel 3 and 4 from 9 and 10. And then I just sit here and tested it and went through everything, and it's working fine. No alternator noise at all. I know earlier I said that I absolutely love these certified bass head. Actually, these are the down for sound ones. I love these RCA cables, but for some odd reason, after a couple of years, I found a set that are bad. And I try to tell people this all the time. You can get noise in your RCAs, guys. You can. And I just proved it. I mean, I just did it. It ain't that I proved it on camera, but I just did it. And I'm just letting y'all know what I found. Which we turned everything up in there. Mids, highs, everything. We turned it all up. But the problem is, the mids still aren't as loud as they are in that. Same DS18 4-channel. And she's got like ultra dirt cheap DS18. Like the generic, most generic S-series amps that we ever had. All right, babe. And I don't know why that thing's still louder. Deb's over like I own it. But anyway, it's just crazy that that is what happened. Making sure I got everything on here. And you can see I went through and I had to set, because channel 3 and 4 was set for tweeter, so I had to set, we got 24 dB Butterworth. And here on the mids, we got a 24 dB Butterworth. I gotta look at this channel here. Did 65 hertz for the mids, you know. 24 dB Butterworth, and I got it on this. Everything else same. I'd crossed them down. They were at 20,000. I took them down to 10,000 hertz. I know their range goes to 20, but I wanted to drop it to 10 for just more deep vocal and stuff and punch. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, your output level right here, see it's -5 dB. 2.7 and 1.5. Yeah, that's how you adjust the loudness after you got your gains on your amp set good. But I went back and readjusted everything for volume 25. Now here, we're at 93% master volume. Always, no clipping. We're just gonna close that bitch. Anyway, it's just crazy that I unplugged one RCA. And see, I had bad noise in here before, and when I unhooked my tweeters, because what I had done is, you know, this is the tweeter amp right here. 2 channels that was running the tweeters. I always had noise in here. When I got rid of the tweeters, I thought I left the wires live in the door just taped up. But no, what I had done is I went in here and I turned off channel 3 and 4, which went to the tweeters. I turned it off, so there was no signal going to the RCA and the amp, and all that noise kind of went away, and I didn't even realize. I'm just like, damn, it sounds clean. And then today, when I tried to use that RCA cable, I ran it down underneath all this shit. It was just bad. And I would try to move it away from any power wire. It was just bad. So now I got to bolt my DSP back into place where I moved it to earlier. And I had cut all this apart to get them RCAs out to use when I was setting everything up. Because I was like, man, did I get a bad amp out of the box at one bad channel? No. Sadly, my DSP has a bad channel. And what really sucks about my DSP having a bad channel is they don't make this fucker anymore. And I gotta talk to Aaron or Juan in returns and see if maybe after the sundown show, if I can send that in and they repair it. Because there ain't another DSP out there that I really want. Like, yeah, all of our new DSPs, you know, you can just take your phone. I don't have to drag a laptop around, which I like dragging a laptop around to set it. I'm not going to lie. But you can take your old phone and adjust it right there on the fly. Cool, yeah, maybe. But the problem is I'm using 10 or 12 channels. And another big issue would be that the new ones that you can Bluetooth and set it, they don't stream music. This motherfucker here, if you look at the side, it says USB audio. I can plug a USB thumb drive in there and it'll play music off of it. I can Bluetooth with it and play music without my head unit. It's got optical input. Optical, guy. I mean, if I buy that $1,000 or $2,000 Sony single DIN in-dash, I could just run optical straight to this bitch. But when you play music, you got to stream it. I had to get my cable and plug it in to the control and use this for volume. But still, I love this DSP and we quit making it. So anyway, I'll be back if I do a closer or something. I might even come back and show you that I just nicely rewired this shit. And my wife pointed something out to me after my last little demo I just did, that it broke the door here. Ooh, fresh brake too. Oh God, yeah, look at that. Ooh, here you go. I just gotta get the camera up there. Oh yeah, she's a good one. She's a spicy meatball. So, you know what this means for old Jerry, right? No more self-demos. It should be all right at sundown because I'll only demo with this window down. So, that means if I want to feel the wind, oh, and I forgot to grab this. If I want to feel the wind, I got to take my bass knob and stand on the passenger side with that door open. But it is what it is, guys. Part of me's mad that it broke the fucking door. I already got one red door on it. But part of me's like, well, you know, you did all that work last weekend and the weekend before to make it windier and louder, so what the fuck you expect? So that's kind of where I'm at with the whole ordeal. It's still early as shit, guys. It's probably only like 1 o'clock. Me and the wife came out here early this morning and got started. And hell, what I did this morning, it took me damn near longer to get the RCA situation figured out with that DSP bad channel or whatever the hell is going on. But anyway, there's no noise when the engine's running. Everything's working. I'd say the subs are better. It's louder and nastier. I can't believe it broke that door that quick. But then again, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I did hit Redbeard up earlier this week, and I'm like, hey, bruh, that Tennessee Love Yellow Wolf song, that bitch is nasty in there. And in the beginning of that song, it's weak because it's just like boom, boom, boom. But at 54 seconds, hold on to your hat, guys, because that bitch gets nasty. And then it's just like 2 minutes of straight wind. So I told Redbeard, I'm like, hey, that song's just fucking crazy, bro. What do you have in that 17 to like mid 20 hertz range? What do you have in there that you pick for a nasty ass song? And he sent me like 10 or 12, and I was testing them out this evening after I got my DSP thing figured out. Even with all that damn engine static coming through, I still, once you turned it up real loud, you didn't hear it, but I tested it, and I guess that's what happened to the door. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I can't be mad because I did it to myself, you know. I'm either gonna have to get a new door and take it to Dustin and have it braced, or hopefully it don't destroy it so much at Ruckus that Dustin can't fix it. That's what it all boils down to. So hopefully I can get her, you know, at a good point to where Dustin can go in and plate that bitch like we did the other one and have my door saver going on. But anyway, guys, that's all I got this weekend. I know it ain't like normal big badass holy Moses crazy bass stuff. I don't even know if I filmed putting the braces in the wife's build. Did I have that in here? Did I not? Oh shit, I don't know. I don't even know if I filmed that. I think I did. But hell, I'll show y'all again in case I did forget to put it in. I don't know. I do not know. I think I did film it though. But anyway. Yeah, I think I did because I can't get my big ass in there all the way. But anyway, I'll show y'all again just because. Got them poles in there, baby. And I'm not gonna lie, that thing looks good with that stripper pole in there. I've already got all that shit on Patreon for my paid members. They already seen the stripper pole in there and everything. So if you're not a Patreon member, hell, go over to Patreon and hit it up. But anyway, I'm out, guys. I think it's about time for me to talk to the old lady into going to grab a coffee. So with that being said, thank you all for using my affiliate links. Down for Sound, Big Jeff, LF Audio, whatever. Thank y'all for watching videos all the way through. If you do, or watching an ad here or there. I don't even know if I get paid for y'all watching ads, but shit, if you do, thank you. And I wouldn't be making the videos if y'all didn't watch this shit, so I appreciate each and every one of y'all. With that being said, peace out and bass on. And break shit. Yeah, break your doors. What? I don't know. Just peace out.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks.